Alright guys, this is my 2015 GMC Sierra 3500 Crew Cab Short Bed Denali. It's got the Duramax diesel with the Allison transmission. It's a four-wheel drive. It's got the power folding mirrors, chrome 6-inch tubular steps from the factory. It's got the rear step bumper, 18-inch chrome wheels, 265/70 R18 Goodyear Wrangler SRA tires. These tires suck. I can't wait till they wear out so I can replace them. They're terrible on the street, they're terrible in the snow, terrible in the rain. They just, you know, they don't look good. They're just cheap tires. So anyway, hopefully they'll wear out soon so I can buy some new ones. But as for the truck, it's in stone blue metallic with a cocoa dune interior. I wasn't really looking for blue, but I think it's really pretty now that I've had it for a while. I was actually looking for white, but this is what they had and this is what I got a deal on, and I got a really good deal, so that's why I ended up with a blue truck. But it's grown on me and it's a color you don't see all the time. It pretty much has everything in it. It's got the sunroof, navigation, rear sliding window, but it doesn't have the rear Blu-ray player because they didn't have that option on the truck, and it also doesn't have the Z71 package. In fact, just looking at this truck, you would think that it was a two-wheel drive. As you can see in the back here, what makes this a 3500 is the GVWR is 11,500, and it has these overload springs in the back. I forget what the rating is on the rear axle, but it's higher than the 2500. It also comes with the 18-inch wheels, which I think are rated a little bit higher. So are the tires. The only thing I've done to the truck is I got one of these Anderson 6-inch adjustable hitches, which I really like. And I got the backflip VP tonneau cover. The truck has the easy lower lift tailgate. It also has the underbed lighting. It has basically two LEDs on either side underneath the rail that come on when you turn on the cargo lamps. It's got the Denali badging stamped into the front of the bed. Have the Line-X sprayed in from the factory. So basically the truck has everything that you could possibly get. The tonneau cover, if you guys are looking for one of these, is a hard tri-folding tonneau cover with a vinyl wrap. It basically folds up and allows you to use the majority of your bed space. You lose about the front 6 inches at the top, but you know, if you really want to take it out, there's only 2 screws to remove the cover. You leave the rails in, which are clamped in. You can see the clamps on the other side, but it's pretty easy if you ever needed to take it off for some reason. I actually have a tent that I set up in the back of this, which might require me to remove the tonneau cover altogether, and in that case it's just a couple of screws and me and my wife can pull it out in a few minutes. As you can see, it has these adjustable slide things on it. Basically it allows you to put these rods up and you slide that down and do it on either side, and what that allows you to do is lock the tonneau cover in so that you can drive it on the highway. As you can see, there's actually some bump stops between the window glass and the tonneau cover itself, so that you don't scratch up your window or break it. So it also has stake holes with a beveled corner for your hand, so that when you go to use the rear bump step, you know, you can just put your hand in like this and just put your foot in, and it makes it really easy, even with a camera in my other hand. You can see it's got the sunroof. My only worry about the sunroof is that it might leak someday, but you know, I don't know how long I'll have the truck. They'll probably come out with something better in the future, and I'll have to have it, so I'll get rid of this thing. You can see in the rear view mirror, these are the power folding mirrors, but along with the cargo lamps, they have reverse LEDs. So when you flip on the cargo lamp switch, it's not dark enough right now, but basically it lights up the entire side of the truck. It's great. It's really bright. Moving on. Interior of the truck compared to my 2007 LMM is just far and beyond much better. I really enjoy the tan and brown interior. I think it's beautiful. Some people don't like it, some people only want black, but I think with the blue it really sets it off. The fit and finish in this truck is much better than the previous models. It basically has no rattles, has no creaks, no squeaks. Of course it only has about 3,900 miles on it right now, but I don't think that that's going to change in the future. I think it's just a better made truck. It has the triple door seals. It's got the wood grain interior, chrome handles. The rear seats are perforated leather and they flip up. This cargo box I had installed at the dealership, it was about 200 bucks, but it actually bolts onto the seat frame and it doesn't go anywhere. And it's great for groceries, great for tools and straps, things like that. So of course this doesn't have the rear entertainment, it doesn't have that rear Blu-ray. It only has a light up there. So in the back you only get a 12 volt power outlet. If you had the rear entertainment you would get the flip down Blu-ray with the LED lights, and you would also get the audio controls and the component jacks in the back of the center console. If you're wondering what these vents are right here, these have ventilated front seats, meaning they're air conditioned. They are also heated. And basically the issue with that is that it's so hot right now. It's 107 here in Phoenix. When you turn on the air conditioned rear seats, these vents, they blow hot air on the people in the back. So when I have my family members in the back of the truck and it's 110 outside, even if I have the AC blasting, if I turn on my air conditioned seats, it's like turning on the heater for the people in the rear. You know, hopefully GM can figure that out, but otherwise it's a pretty good design. Moving into the front of the truck, you've got the wood grain. Here you've got your window lock, your child lock, windows front and back, your locks. This controls your mirrors. You can do it with the touch of this button, or when you're locking the truck with your key fob, you can actually hold the lock button down and it'll fold them in as well. And if you hold down the open button when you're opening the truck, it'll open them as well. Of course, it's got the Bose sound system. They've been doing that for about, I don't know, probably since this truck came out in 2001. Sounds pretty good. It could use a little bit more bass, but you know, that's just me. It's got the Denali door sill plates. These GMC mats were installed by the dealership. They're about 150 bucks. I think there were 80 in the front and 50 in the back or something like that, but I think with tax it was about 150. They're well worth it. Has the trailer brake control, four-wheel drive knob, auto headlights. If you press this, it actually turns the fog light on. On the steering wheel, you know, right here you've got your cruise control, set, resume, cancel. If you press this button, it actually changes your forward distance collision. So when you're... Oh, somebody's calling me. Alright, so anyway, sorry for the interruption. So that top button on the right there, this one, that's going to control your forward distance to your... It has a heads-up display. So if you look in the front of the dash, that little hole in the front of the dash, that basically displays 3 or 4 red dots, and it vibrates your seat because this is the safety seat, and lets you know that you're gonna plow into somebody in front of you if you don't hit the brakes. So you can change the distance from far to close on when that activates. The bottom button there with the little steering wheel, that's the heated steering wheel. So if you turn that on, it heats the steering wheel. And literally, I bought this truck in Boise. It was 20 degrees when I bought it. I turned that switch on and my steering wheel was nice and toasty within probably 30 seconds. Denali stitching in the back of the headrests. Of course, the perforated leather. It's a beautiful truck. I mean, I don't really know how Ford and Dodge compare because I didn't really look at them. but I think in the long haul this truck's going to last longer and look better than the Dodge and the Ford. You know, even the center console on this truck has been improved. What they did with this was they gave you the ability to run filing folders in here if you use the truck for business. And you can see there, you've got 2 USB outlets. You've got an SD card to load photos or music, an audio jack. Actually has like a little LED light in here so you can see what you're doing at night. There's a 12-volt outlet. I run my iPhone jack in here, which allows me to run my music through the center stack, and it controls it with my steering wheel. Of course, it's got the leather with the stitching, which I really like. You know, up here, you've probably seen other videos, but you've got 3 USBs, 2 12 volts, a 110 AC, and I think it's rated for 500 watts. So you can plug in your laptop and charge it. You can do, you know, you can pretty much charge anything you want in here. The dash, as you can see, is it's got just 2 analog gauges, your tach and your speedo. But in the center, Denali, that just does the gauge sweep. Let's see here. You've got your oil pressure, water temp, fuel gauge, battery voltage, and then if you come over here and you just tap your tow haul mode, it shows you your transmission temperature. Tap it again, goes back to your standard mode. As you can see, I haven't even gotten an oil change done yet, or my tires rotated because the truck is so new. It's about 4 months old right now, but you know, I don't drive that much. So you go through, tap down right here. If you tap down, it'll show your trip, average fuel economy, your average speed for trip A and B, fuel range, instant economy, oil life. So on the left is your best fuel economy average for the last, well, I think that's, I don't know, one of them is the last 50 miles and one is the entire, like, since you reset it, so I'm not really sure how that works. Fuel used, 7 gallons, 3 hours and 40 minutes. It'll show you the speed limit on most roads. Some roads around here it doesn't, but usually on major roads it does, especially highways. And you can actually set on the speed limit, you can actually set speed warnings. It'll let you know if you're speeding, and you can set it by percentage. Remaining filter life, that's a fuel filter. Trailer gain for your trailer brake. It actually has an off-road mode where it shows you the tilt of the vehicle, side to side, front to back. If you're in 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. You know, if I go over here and shift, 4-wheel drive, shift in progress, and then it shows you that you're in 4-wheel. So I switch it back. And then if you keep going down your diesel exhaust fluid, it doesn't tell you a level, it just says okay or not okay. And I think then when it's not okay, it gives you like a range of how long you have left. And then you keep going total engine hours, and it breaks it down by idle hours. And then if you keep going down, it'll show you that. So if you tap over to the left, you go from info to audio, and it'll show you what's playing. That's my radio. If you tap right, you can change the radio media, AM, FM, XM, Pandora, my media, my SD card, my iPhone, you know, whatever. So I'll just mute that. Go back, phone, navigation. It'll pop up and show your navigation. It's pretty neat. Settings. You can go down here, change the standard theme. say technology theme. It gives you kind of a neat look. So basically it gets rid of your gauges except for your water temperature and your fuel level. And then let's see what it does when I tap tow haul mode. Shows you, now it's showing you that you're in tow haul mode, your oil pressure, your water temperature. Yeah, I guess it's showing all the gauges. So that's pretty neat. I've never even tried that. Tap it again, goes back, and then gives you that compass. So, I mean, I don't really like that look. I prefer the standard look. So I'll go back here, settings, click right, go to standard. Media is really not, I don't even know why they gave you media. I don't like media. You can change everything that's displayed. I disabled the speed warning because I don't care. And then that's basically it. So go back to the info, and you know, there's your compass up at the top in the standard mode. Now the speedometer says 140, but this truck is limited to 98. As soon as you hit 98, it just defuels the motor and just keeps you right there. If you have your foot on the floor, it won't go any faster. I don't know why they limited it to 98, but you know, I think they should have limited it to maybe 100, a nice even number. They picked a number like 98. So you can see you've got the OnStar built right in. My trial is going to be up next month. When you buy this truck, you get 6 months free of OnStar and you get 3 months free of XM. If you don't subscribe to XM, you just get one preview channel after your subscription runs out. You have an upper glove box, lower glove box. Only the upper glove box is lockable, so if you're going to carry a weapon or something in here, I would suggest that you keep it in there. As for the center stack, you've got your radio, media, your home button, your seek back and front. If you hit the home button, you've got your apps. So you've got audio, phone, nav, settings, OnStar, text, weather, Pandora. Weather only works if you're subscribed to SiriusXM. So when you click on it and you don't have Sirius like me, then it just tells you need to subscribe. I don't have any other apps on here. I don't even use Pandora. I don't really care about Pandora. But you can add other apps, and it's pretty neat. So you've got voice to text, which I have an iPhone, so I just use Siri for that, but it is an option. You have dual zone climate control. Here's of course your air conditioned seat. So I turn it on, and you can kind of hear the fan. But down here, you've got your adjustable foot pedals, traction control, cargo lamps, parking sensors. It has them in front and in back. Your lane departure control, along with your forward collision assist, and your exhaust brake. The exhaust brake is one of my favorite things about this truck. It has adaptive cruise control, and when you're actually in tow haul mode using the exhaust brake, you're towing downhill. If you have a vehicle, or you know, you're towing something behind you, say you're going down a 7% grade at 65 miles an hour, it'll hold you at 65 miles an hour. You don't even have to touch the brakes. I've heard that with trailers with surge brakes that it gets really hot, but you know, I don't tow that often. I just really like this truck. Of course, the sunroof, you know, it's got full slide. This net right here, terrible idea. It catches bugs, it's loud, it really doesn't deflect the air too well. My wife's 4Runner has an actual aluminum piece that goes across. It's nice and quiet, it deflects bugs, it deflects water, debris, and it's quiet, and it's not going to rip and tear and age like this stupid net that they put in here. $65,000 truck, you'd think they could come up with something better than that, but whatever. When it breaks, it breaks. Up here I keep my Maui Jims, so you've got your little sunglass holder, 3 garage door openers, your slide. This slides your rear window, which also has rear defrost. That's about it. I'll pop the hood and show you what we've got. Of course, I forgot to tell you, you've got heat, memory seats, and then this is easy out. So basically, if you have trouble getting out of the vehicle, it'll move your seat, so it's a little bit easier. Alright. 6.6 liter Duramax. This is the LML motor, same as in the 2011 to 2015 vehicles. You know, I've heard that they're coming out with a different variation of this for 2016, possibly 2017. Makes 397 horsepower, 765 foot-pounds of torque. That's about 100 less than Dodge and a little bit less than 100 from Ford, I believe. Of course, it's down on horsepower to Ford and Dodge. But, I mean, would I love to have more power? Yeah. Am I going to trade this truck in as soon as they come out with a higher rated truck? No. I'll probably keep it till the warranty is up, and I'll either get rid of it, or if I want to make more power, I'll tune it. It's easy enough to make power with tuners nowadays. That's all they do from the factory anyways, they change the tuning. So if you were me, you might do something different, but if I was you, I would keep the truck. And if you need more power, just tune it. I mean, just keep it as close to stock as possible. It's going to stay reliable, especially when it's under warranty. If it breaks, you don't want to have a tune on it. So, I mean, besides the power ratings changing, really the engine has been the same for a long time. I think the injectors are higher output. They're piezo injectors. I think they're rated for like 30,000 PSI now, so that helps a little bit with fuel economy, pickup, and stuff like that. You know, it's got the DEF fill under the hood, which, I mean, it's up to you, your opinion, but I'd rather have it like the Ford or the Dodge, where you have it next to your fuel tank cap, because, you know, some of these gas stations now, they actually have DEF fill at the gas pump, so you can fill it up right there, and you don't have to pop your hood. Anyways, I think that's about it. I'll show you how easy it is to use this backflip. By the way, backoutlet.com, I think it's called. Just search for Back Outlet. They have the best pricing, no tax, free shipping. I think I got this covered for about $698. Of course, I didn't pay tax or shipping, so. Anyway, 7-prong hitch and a 4-prong hitch above the bumper rather than mounted on the receiver as it was before. I think this receiver is rated for 13,000 pounds, and then you can tow 17,100 from the bed. I think the payload in the rear is over 4,000. I think it's closer to 4,500 pounds, which is amazing. Fully boxed frame, back to front. This truck is just a beast. I mean, I would never need anything more than this. Even with a 45-foot fifth wheel toy hauler loaded up, I think this truck would probably be more than enough to get the job done. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, I'd rate this truck about 9. I mean, I don't think it gets much better than this. I wish it sat a little bit higher. I wish it had the Z71 badging. I wish I had the Blu-ray player. I wish the tires didn't suck, but I can change all those things if I want. It's a beautiful truck. The headlights look cool. They're not really that bright. Of course, you can change that with HIDs or LED, but for the amount I paid for this truck, I wish that it came with that kind of technology. It's 2015, it's not 2005 anymore, so whatever. Anyway, I'd say if you're looking for a truck at 25 or 3,500, new or used, you can find one of these for, you know, a pretty good deal, 10, 12,000 off sticker. That's what I did. I would do it. I think it'll last me a long time. I think it's a beautiful vehicle. I think it'll tow whatever I want to tow with it. If I get in an accident, I think I'll be safe. And overall, I just, you know, it's up there in quality now. I mean, they've really, quality just comes up every year, every generation with these trucks. So, enough talking. Thanks for watching this video, and leave your comment. All right. If you're looking to buy a GMC Denali truck and you want to get the IntelliLink system like this one has, if you don't have an iPhone, if you have an Android of some kind and you expect it to work with the steering wheel controls and the audio controls on the dash to browse through your music, it's not going to work. I found that out the hard way. I ended up having to get rid of my Android device and get an iPhone, specifically because the IntelliLink system won't work with an Android device or anything except the iOS powered devices. So just keep that in mind when you're looking around. If you really like Android, it's not going to work with the GMC IntelliLink system.